and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert, and we're back. It's been a few weeks here, but we are back, and I am with my co-host, Joel Meyer. Joel, how are we doing? Back over in Canada, I see.
Yes, sir. Back in the country, back in Canada. It's funny. When I got off the plane, out of the airport and everything, and finally got to a spot where I could smoke without everybody looking at me funny. Very different from Europe. And then I find the SkyTrain. Of course, both escalators are down. It's like a massive hike up. So I got hiking up these stupid escalators that are down. It took forever. Like, welcome back to Vancouver, Joel. No German efficiency over here. And then order a sub in German. I start to order in German. Thankfully, they're Punjabi anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So back here, good to be back. One of the best things about flying is when you get to see your home. Like, that's why I love the window seat. When you're coming on a plane after a long time away, you get to appreciate just being home again. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place to come home to, Vancouver, at least from the air. Not so much on the ground, but from the air, Vancouver is absolutely incredible. And I was filled with a lot of emotions, just flying, touching down there, looking out the window, seeing the Lions Gate Bridge and all the cool sights here in this city. It's a great place to look at from above.
Yeah, that's great. I've heard Vancouver's pretty picturesque. I'm sure it has its bad parts, good parts. But yeah, flying back, seeing Philly from above, seeing New York from above is always pretty cool. Seeing London from above when I fly into there is pretty cool. So yeah, I definitely feel that there. I'm also feeling pretty hot. It's been record heat wave here in the Northeast. Almost a month now, probably 3 weeks, at least 90 degrees or hotter, like 6 out of 7 days of the week. If we get a reprieve, it's like 85, 80. It's still ridiculous, humid. Get thunderstorms rolling through sometimes, but yeah, can't even really enjoy my summer with how hot it is.
No, I feel that. I'm definitely a northern child in that respect. That's why you can hear some more traffic outside there, because I got the patio door open and the window on that side open, so it creates a kind of a breeze, because I don't believe in air conditioning, at least up here. If I lived where you were, maybe I would.
You don't believe in air conditioning?
No.
Do you have fans on, or you just have like a little breeze through?
I don't wear shorts when I go out. I wear pants. I'm a man. I just suffer. I believe in suffering.
You also don't use umbrellas then?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
Embarrassing. No,
umbrellas are disgusting. I mean, that would actually make sense here in Vancouver, because it does rain here often, obviously. But no, I don't believe in any of that stuff. No, like the only reason for umbrella is to hold over your lady. She's wearing something nice. That's the only purpose a man has for using an umbrella. But anyway, yeah, it's been a rough few weeks here since the Panthers won the Stanley Cup, with the draft going so, and the Euros hit and miss. Thankfully, the English lost. Heavily staked on that. I just kept adding more against England. I didn't win a ton like if France or Germany won, but still, it was good to see the English lose. They are the Toronto Maple Leafs of international football. They're fans of the exact same. They have all these expectations and hype, and they always get crushed in cruel fashion. So that was nice. Argentina was nice, but yeah, Wimbledon absolutely cruel. For as well as the French Open went, Wimbledon was the exact opposite. I had such good prospects. Like, almost every bet I made in the quarters, they had a chance to win in the quarters, except they all lost in the quarters. And the one that didn't was Jasmine Paolini at 13-1, I think. She was going against Emma Navarro, who also had 100-1. So she took up my 100-1 bet, and then Emma lost in the next round. Paulina lost in the final to Barbara Krejcikova, another Czech winner of Wimbledon. So that makes 3 Wimbledon finals in a row on the ladies' side where I've had an outright and they've lost. Because Paolini also had a 100-1. I didn't say that. I had 100-1. So I was okay, fine. You could beat Navarro, but just win the whole fucking thing now. And then no, she lost. So that's 3 straight Wimbledon ladies finals where I've had an outright and they lost. So I don't know. 4th one's the charm, if that's a thing. But no, Wimbledon was absolutely terrible. Willing to move on. Alcaraz to win the Paris, and Iga, of course, to win Paris. Those are my 2 tennis Olympic bets. So that's what I'm thinking about now.
Yeah, I saw Wimbledon. I tailed a few futures with free bets or boosts, and it's just nothing had. I think I had Alcaraz a little bit, but like, if anything, I may have broke even on that.
No, not good. But it's encouraging. I mean, I was looking forward to the Djokovic Alcaraz match just because how epic they were last year, but Djokovic he's coming off the knee surgery, so the final was not competitive, and Alcaraz blew out. He's looking more like himself of last year, so that's why I'm all in on Alcaraz to win Paris now that he's looking 100%, doesn't have that forearm brace, and I think he's going to cruise through Paris, which is his surface clay, and and of course Iga. Nothing else needs to be said. Under -200, I love Iga there.
I was thinking to myself, what is this Paris tennis event? I was like, oh, the Olympics. The Olympics are starting what, next week or something, if not sooner. So that should be fun.
10 days, 11 days, 9 days.
Yeah,
next Saturday, I think the first defense. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, should be looking forward to that. College football is also coming out, so make sure you check out the Sports Gambling Podcast, getting you ready for college football with their conference previews. Tune in wherever you get your podcast or the SGPN app. Anything else been going south? Anything going north for you recently? I profited a bit the other night on the home run derby. At Teoscar as a long shot, but anything else for you, Hidden?
Nice. No, I had Auberg plus 230. I bet him on Saturday to win the Scottish Open, and once again he fails on Sundays. That's concerning. I bet him again for the Open. Maybe we can go over that in a little bit because that's the only thing going on in sports for the next week and a half for me. I'll be up like all night for the next 4 nights, which is apparently the norm for me now because I can't fucking sleep for more than 4 or 5 hours for the last 2 weeks. It's kind of weird because I don't feel tired at all. So apparently I'm gaining superpowers now. But yeah, that's very strange. But it's going to come in handy now with the Open coming up where the tee times are like 11, 12 p.m. Eastern or Pacific time. Nothing too much. Yeah, I'm just diving into college football stuff. I saw NBA win totals are coming out. Not that I'm betting those, but it means that NHL win point totals are not far from showing up. So I'm not ready for that. Give me some time off now before I get back into the laboratory and start working on those. But they don't give us a break. No break for the wicked.
Have you gotten into any of the make the playoffs? You got to make the playoffs out there, and there's some like 90 plus points. Not 100 plus points markets out there, but no, I haven't seen any point markets yet. No, so just make and there's some overlay arbitrage opportunities out there to make the playoffs. So there's some books with some misprices.
Miss me with that. I did bet the Ducks and the Canadians to make the playoffs at huge numbers. That's all I bet in those markets so far. I mean, I haven't done any work yet, really. So I think that those teams are going to be better. Especially the Canadians. I think that even though they weren't as active in the free agency as I expected, but I do think that they'll be improved. So I'm high on the Canadians this year. The Ducks, it's just it's the last 3 years, same old shit with me. And with them, where they start hot and then they just tail off. But I like the Ducks. I like the Canadians. What can I do? Other than that, I haven't bet anything in those markets.
Did you bet any Cronin Jack Adams yet, along with the Ducks?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, we're getting into that later on, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite bets.
I haven't touched on Jack Adams yet because I don't think it's legal in PA. I don't want to have to put effort into it and have it get all voided again. But I've taken some glances here and there.
Yeah, you got them all for Tortorella, right? Last year.
And Tocchet too. I would have profited either way. So a little bit bitter there. But yeah, we're going to get into some player awards, go award by award in a little bit. But, school's out for summer, but Professor Joel takes no days off. Professor Joel, what do you got for us? I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, bear with me. I wrote a little segment here. Kind of a long segment, actually, looking at it. But, so I've been meaning to do this for a while. But obviously, it's been busy for us with the playoffs and whatnot. So we have to wait for July when only our most diehard listeners are tuning in. You might remember me bitching and moaning back in October, November last year how I had no money left because I had tens of thousands of dollars tied up in win totals, division staff awards, whatever, across all sports, with nothing being settled for months yet, which made me a bit pickier when it came to placing new bets. So I had to get creative, which in this case meant I had to start parlaying futures. I'm not the biggest fan of parlays, but let me remind you why first. We got to go back to an old Professor Joel segment with the parlays. So the parlay in itself is not a bad bet. If you have an edge across every leg, the parlay simply compounds that edge. If you have no edge, or a mixed edge, I guess, you turn a bunch of coin flips against you, making a 4, 5, 6 legger into something like a lottery ticket. Now, even if you have the edge, the parlay is still only a good bet if you're getting close to the best odds available on every leg. since our task as good bettors is to use as many books as we can and time our entries into the market correctly, you're unlikely to have the best odds at all the same book you're making your parlay at, especially once you get into parlays with 4+ legs. That is the biggest problem with the parlay. You're cutting into your edge by taking steeper prices than those you could get across a handful of different books at a handful of different times. So, for instance, you bet something minus 135, plus 110, minus 120, when you can get like minus 125, plus 115, minus 115 to create a lot better edge if you're betting all these singly across different books, if you get my point. So that's the issue with the parlay. If you have a lot of books and whatnot, and you can time these entries correctly, the hardcore listeners know all this stuff, the real ones. But what is the advantage of parlaying futures then? The common advantage or the logic of the parlay is to bet a little to win a lot. This advantage is amplified the longer it takes for a bet to settle, because the book is holding less of your money for that period of time. When you just throw together a $10 SGP, for example, for tonight's baseball game, or next week's baseball game, or whatever, you're not at all making the most of this advantage. When you throw a $10 parlay on, say, Ohio State to win the national championship and the Detroit Lions to win the NFC at like 35-1, you're risking far less to potentially win both bets. Instead of dunking on OSU at plus 450 and Detroit at plus 600 individually, you're able to save that money and use it for other things in the meantime. You get what I'm saying there?
Yeah, I mean, but parlays, everyone knows we're not fans of parlays. Everyone loves parlays to get the big hit. And like you said, parlays should be used for small betting with long odds, especially over the course of like an entire season or seasons, or some of these awards we're talking about aren't going to get awarded until next late June. So that's 11 months. And like if you're going to have your money tied up, you want to have money tied up that's going to come. You have a few things along the way that are parlay with, maybe a Super Bowl winner, maybe a MLB World Series thing, but like you're not wasting it on an SGP like you said. And you have to make sure you shop around to different books to get the best prices, and that's one of the most important things. And I think that's something that if you do, you can get an edge on a parlay, because if you have two of the best odds, you like them both, put them together, you're kind of eliminating the edge that the book gets with the parlay.
Right. Yeah, it's because me, but that's how I bet. I just try to find the best price available and just bet that. So parlays kind of defeat the purpose for me, because I can only bet at one book for a parlay, and that just destroys what I think the edge I have. So anyway, I think that these bets, for instance, the OSU plus 450, that's going down. Detroit 6-1, I think that will go down over the course of the season. They're both valuable bets, both in their likelihood of winning and in the likelihood of the odds decreasing, as I said. If it were possible to simulate the entire season in the space of like 10 minutes, let's say, they would be even more valuable, because you win or lose your money in a fraction of the amount of time. And these are not like the money lines that the cash in the next day, the overnights, or even the day of. You just place a bet. A few hours later, you win or lose it. But that doesn't apply to futures, obviously. So that there's more of an advantage the bettor has against these futures bets, of course, because we don't have a lot of the pros, as we'll get into. But anyway, so if it were possible to simulate the entire season in the space of this short amount of time, they'd be great bets, because you win or lose your money in a fraction amount of time. So again, by parlaying them, you negate part of what makes making these bets inexpedient. You can benefit from the shrinking odds without shrinking your bankroll nearly as much as betting each individually. Although I'll still do that, of course. But it's great to add some extra outcomes there with the parlays. But anyway, this does make hedging and whatnot a little tougher, because obviously you have to account for more outcomes. But hedging itself is more often a bad decision than a good one, especially if it involves the damned cash out button.
I would also cash out button. Never cash out. Unless it's like something for like multiple times your bankroll and you don't have the bankroll, maybe cash out. But cash out, I said this in the group chat, it's like a payday loan. Like it's really ripping you off so you can get the money earlier.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially some books than others. I notice, like with awards in particular, I'll make a bet. if like I don't know, $25, 100 to 1, and then I'll look at the cash out offer. They offer me $100 or $1.22 back right after I place the bet. So yeah, especially with like the award stuff, because they get crushed on that all the time. Because awards is very volatile, so I can understand that from the book's perspective. But yeah, it's better to just once again use multiple books and just find the better price and try to hedge out of it that way if you're going to do that. But anyway. I would also try to limit these futures parlays to 2 legs because remember, for every additional leg, we likely get a worse number than the best one available in the market. But if in the rare situation, or if you only have a few books, you find the best number for 3+ legs at a single book, by all means, fire away on that. Yeah, I got one more segment here. You got any more?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like the 2-leg thing. I think I did that a lot, and I think you did too. Or even 3-leg, like with the Panthers, with the Celtics. And I think we threw either Scotty in there or like Iga to win.
UConn and Iga were my big ones.
Yeah, so like
and Scheffler, yeah, right.
So ideally, you can do 3 or 2 that have a shorter shelf life and end around the same time. But like, yeah, if you want to do like a World Series winner and a Super Bowl winner and a Stanley Cup winner, if you can get all the best prices on the same book, yeah, you're not going to be able to really hedge the Super Bowl if you hit the World Series, but you can hedge the Stanley Cup one if that makes sense.
Yeah, you'll have some equity for sure. You'll be looking great, and maybe bet some other sides later on. Yeah, there's one more advantage for the this new strategy here. Which makes this matters for more for some than others, which is account preservation. Let's say so. Betting futures in general is seen as something that square bettors do because most professionals are constantly rolling over their money on a daily, weekly, whatever basis. They don't want to have their money tied up forever when they can just plug it back in over and over in whatever sports they are and their partners are betting. It's like bet 2,000 here, I'll make 2,500 here, whatever. They just keep rolling it over and over and over again. So your account full of futures is already considered somewhat square and welcome because unless you're betting on credit, like at a paperhead or whatever, you're letting them use your money for whatever they want for months at a time. Like, they're investing in fucking Bitcoin or whatever they want. When you start parlaying futures, however, your chances of being profiled as a recreational bettor increase exponentially because you're doing 2 things at once that are indicative of casual losing bettors. This way, you can maybe keep a few accounts open that will always be limited. You don't need to be a winning bettor for certain sites to close you down. Sometimes you just need to appear like one. And the cockroaches at the books will either shut you down or let you bet $8 a pop or whatever. And that's fucking annoying for everybody. So, yeah, it's a good idea to do this just for the if you're losing accounts, if you've been limited before, it's fucking annoying. And by doing this, you'll actually help yourself in the long run. Just keep accounts open for at least a little bit longer anyway. But yeah, so yeah, I still bet most of my futures straight up, but I am increasingly taking something off of that and mixing together parlays instead, which in the end keeps me armed with more money to use when I need to use it. Especially now that I'm betting fucking million college and NFL win totals, and I'm sure NHL point totals right around the corner. So already all my Panthers money has been used up. But anyway, I'm already looking like a World Cup 2026 futures for fuck's sake. Maybe I'll do like a Bruins Germany parlay at 200 to 1 or some shit. I don't know, but yeah, that's the end of the lesson. That's what I do these days. Just trying to keep the bankroll liquid and keep some money in the account to fire on when I need to. Like I was saying last year with in November when I had all this money tied up, like there's so many bets I could have been making at that time, but I just couldn't because I didn't have any liquidity, so to speak. And I was even mentioning before taking out a loan at the bank, and I think that this is a much better option. So this is just what I've been doing. Hopefully, you guys can learn something from it if you have the same problems. I know a lot of you guys just bet the games and whatever, but if you're a futures bettor like me, that I think it's solid advice.
Yeah, I think futures, I mean, we'll get into it more with these awards, is like kind of the way to go if you're like a fan of the league or even just a casual fan of the league. It's a way to have a rooting interest. And like, it's not like you don't have to go night by night or even week by week. It's just like, okay, I like this bet for the long haul. Let me parlay it with this. I don't like having money tied up for too long unless it's a long shot. We'll get into that after the break. But yeah, it's definitely something to look for if you're a casual bettor. All right, and we are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. They just launched their college football best ball product. First place wins $20,000 plus the higher or lower pick 'em. Pick 8 allows you an opportunity to win 325 times your entry, and you can now use specials and boosts on all flexed entries. Don't miss your chance to try it out before it's gone. Sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. And Circus Sports is back with Circus Survivor and Circa Millions, giving away $16 million in guaranteed prizes. And of course, Circa contests have no rake. Circa Millions is pick 5 NFL teams against the spread each week and compete for $6 million or survive the NFL gauntlet to claim the $10 million prize. You have to sign up in person at Circus Sports between now and September 7th. You can use a proxy to play from anywhere. And we have a deal with footballcontestproxy.com to save you $50 with promo code SGP. I was looking to fly out to Vegas. The ultimate contest weekend is a great time to go out, hang with Ryan and Sean, and enjoy some of the open bar events at the greatest sports book in the world, August 22nd through the 24th. All right, yeah. One of the things you said there during that future segment is you don't want to have money tied up too long in a book, because you give money to the book just invests it makes money on your money, and the book always wins. So like,
Well,
when we're looking,
unless you're betting Trump right after he got shot. I don't see how those bets lose.
We're staying away from natural, but yeah, with these player awards, like, I'm not going to bet something now that I can get a similar price for in season. I'm not going to bet something now that's around even money, even 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. That's going to not pay out for another 11 months. Unless it's a boost or a limited time offering, I don't think it's really worth it. So I know all of my bets I've looked at so far are all long shots. I'm pretty sure you're kind of in the same camp there. So going to go award by award here, looking at some of our favorite long shot bets right now in the middle of July. What other podcast is doing this? Doing deep dive hockey award stuff, July 17th there. So let's get right into it here with the Hart Trophy. Do you have any bets for the Hart Trophy that you like right now?
Take one guess. Who would I bet for the Hart Trophy?
You bet your cowboy hat emoji.
That's fucking right, I did.
you got what?
It's not a serious bet, just a few bucks on Wyatt Johnson 100 to 1. I think that the Stars were very good, and he's an elite goal scorer. Like, he was the best Stars player, I think, throughout the playoffs. He's just creating chances for fun and converting a lot of them. So I liked him quite a bit, but I don't think he's going to win, because it's probably just going to be McDavid again if he stays healthy. Like, just going to bounce back as usual, but he's like plus 150, plus 200, whatever. That's maybe a parlay piece if you want to do that. If you can parlay awards markets, the books are a bit more finicky when it comes to that kind of thing, but that would be the look there. But I'm looking at Jack Hughes, though. I think Jack Hughes would be what?
Well, no, just there. I was checking on both DraftKings and FanDuel. You can parlay NHL awards, one NHL award bet with like other sports. You can't do like Hart in a Norris or whatever, but you can do it with other sports.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I like Wyatt Johnson.
With a Heisman, like a Dylan Gabriel McDavid Heisman cart parlay would be nice.
Sure, whoever that is. Wyatt Johnson, he's at 100 to 1, a few bucks, as low as 60 to 1. So that's another thing I look for like the discrepancy in the prices, especially if it's at least double. This isn't, but there are some out there that are.
Yeah, so Jack Hughes, I think he has a massive upside. He's only a little bit shorter now than he was last year, and we saw early on the season, like his odds were dropping rapidly. Like, he was down to like 4 or 5 to 1 before he got hurt. So now the best price out there is 13 to 1. I kind of like that. I'm leaning that way. I haven't bet it yet. I'm going to wait a little bit because another little lesson here is with these awards that the odds tend to be slower to move than the other markets. So you can always find a little slow line here or there if you know where to shop. So that's what I'm looking at. Jack Hughes would be my early target, though. Again, I've only bet Cowboy Wyatt Johnson 100 to 1 so far.
Yeah, look at the favorites. McDavid 180, McKinnon is 8 to 1, 6 to 1 some places. Austin Matthews 10 to 1. Then Jack Hughes 13 to 1. Out of those guys, Hughes came out of the gate hot last year. Everyone loves the Devils once again this offseason. Seems like they're,
we'll get into that.
5-time reigning.
For the Jack Adams. I've got a lot to say.
5-time reigning offseason champion Devils here. But Jack Hughes, if you're looking at one of the one of the favorites here, 13-1. Because after that, Kucherov, Kaprizov, Pasta, 25-1, maybe. But
I love Pasta. Pasta is the next one that I like a lot.
Yeah, that's one that like you can wait for the season, see the season to start, and like he might get like 15-1. Like he'll stay long enough. There are a few other long shots I was looking at. JT Miller at 300-1.
Whoa.
Throw $1 on that. Maybe you get $300 back. He's as low as 100-1 at Canby Books. That 300-1 right there is at FanDuel if you want to take that. Then buying into the Sens hype a little bit. Tim Stützle is 300-1 and Brady Tkachuk is 200-1, both on FanDuel. I didn't realize how good Stützle was 2 years ago. He had 90 points 2 years ago, 70 points this past year. So he's going to be age 23 here. Maybe he'll take a jump, and if the Sens can finally make the playoffs, he'll get the credit for it.
Yeah, I think I bet Stützle 151 to win the Richard last year. Okay. So I'm definitely on board with that one. Of course, he's German too, so that helps.
Yeah, that always helps the win favor and win Joel's favor there. Yeah, speaking of it, Rocket Richard is up next here. Who are your favorite long shots here?
Yeah, let me pull up my own rudimentary sheet here. Don't have everything organized just yet, but so far for the Richard, I've bet Jack Hughes 33-1. After that, it's all long shots. Bedard 100-1. I don't know what the best price is available now. That was kind of an off-market price, if I understand correctly. Are you seeing it on the list here?
I think he's at least 75-1 right now. I'm a little
absolutely
100-1 still at both at BetMGM and Caesars.
Yeah, elite goal scorer. Obviously, he's not going to have a lot of help, but he didn't need a lot of help last year, and he was still putting the puck in the net, playing a ton of minutes. Obviously, in the first power play, that's a given. And yeah, maybe with some chemistry with what was he playing with, Khrushchev and maybe Tyler Bertuzzi now on the left wing. We'll see. Connor Bedard, I think the Blackhawks will be a bit better this year. He could put some goals in, but he's unlikely to win. But 100-1 seems like a worthy bet. White Johnson again, 100-1. That's even better, I think, because the Stars just tend to distribute their scoring. They roll all three lines, their scoring lines, but this guy's too good not to get the bulk of it, especially now that Pavelski's retired. I think that White Johnson will get some more minutes, especially after how he played in the playoffs. So another 100-1. And then James Robinson, the same price. Like this guy was one of the favorites to win it 2 years ago, and he's 100-1 on arguably the best team in the West. So I love the two Stars players and Bedard, all at 100-1, and then of course Jack Hughes on apparently the favorites to win the Eastern Conference and the New Jersey Devils. So yeah, those are my four bets I made so far. I'm unlikely to add until we get deeper into the season.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on those three long shots. I have some free bets on Bedard, Johnston, Robertson, all at 100-1. I also, maybe he has one final year in him. Alex Ovechkin, 100-1, threw a free bet on that. He's won it plenty of times in his career.
Is he going to play with Dubois?
I would think so, right? Or maybe Dylan Strome kind of became a guy last year. Right now, he has Strome as a first line center. So, yeah, maybe get the power play going. So if the Capitals hit their ceiling, definitely don't hate 100-1 for Ovechkin as he chases down the record.
Yeah, I think that he'll get his goals, but I can't buy out of that. But I can't because we saw him for most of last year. I mean, maybe he shows up in better shape than he did last year, but I think the Capitals are just going to be too bad, and I don't know. But yeah, he's got the pedigree, of course, but that would be some story. I'm here for the story, but I can't bet on that story happening.
Yeah, no, it's a free bet. It's 100-1 long shot, but that's what I'm going for. There, yeah, it's like both with the Hart and with the Rocket Richard, like there's a very small group that you can actually see winning it, and then maybe there'll be like an off-board winner. Like with the Hart, it's been pretty much one of the favorites besides in 2018, 2019, or 2018 when Taylor Hall won it. Like besides that, it's been Matthews, McKinnon, McDavid.
Go back to the odds. Go back to the odds for the Richard. I want to see what Matthews is at now. So the best are at plus 100. Do you have the multiple books? So I saw that he was up to like minus 200 at some places.
What?
That's
insane.
He got that crazy. I mean, yeah. Once again, going back to the future stuff, like I mean, maybe I would bet like Mouse Matthews at even money if we're settled the next day. But over the course of a whole season, I'm not interested. But yeah, apparently he's getting a lot of love to just do it again. I think that he'll score far fewer than last year. I don't think he'll be pushing 70 because there's a lot of regression factors coming into this, right? It's like these goal scorers, they go really hot one year, then they kind of go cold the next year. I'm sure he could push 60, no doubt, but to get to 70 or close to 70 again, I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, I'm willing to fade Matthews in this one.
Yeah, I was looking at I have the highest goal scorers in the past 3 seasons. Matthews 169, Pasternak and Draisaitl both at 148. Not sure what Draisaitl's 8-1, probably a bit short there. But Kaprizov and Mikko Rantanen both at 133. I don't know what you think of Rantanen this season. He's 33.
Well, but rather about him than Kaprizov. I think Kaprizov's odds are crazy short there.
Yeah,
15-1 being the best. I just can't buy into this wild team. I think they're just going to be another wild card team. Like he's going to present a lot of offense. Like I'd rather bet Forsberg at like 40-1.
I'm looking here. Chris Kreider has the 7th most goals over the past 3 years. He's 100-1. He's someone who had 48 last year, I think, or no, 39 last year, 52 a few years ago. So could be another worthwhile long shot.
I think he's on the decline. I'd rather go with these high upside young guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely agree there. I think also Sam Reinhart might be lower than I thought because I think he might be he's at 100-1 still, 50-1, 60-1, 100-1. I know he's not a contract year, got paid, going to be worn down from the playoff run, but like
he finished top 5 last year, right? It was like
yeah, he was second. He was second behind Matthews.
Yeah, that's crazy.
57, yeah.
101 there. Okay.
That's FanDuel.
That's a good bet there. FanDuel said, all right. Yeah, that's a good one there. Fuck, I don't have FanDuel, but if I did, I might throw a few pennies in there.
All right. Before we move on to the next award, we are brought to you by Rhythm. The British Open is this week, and if you're not checking out the AI picks and props from Rhythm, you're missing out. Not just outright winners, they got picks for top 5, top 10, and top 20. Use their AI caddy to get some great data insights. You can even customize your own golf betting model using Rhythm's tools. Claim your 7-day free trial by going today to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right, here. What's on next? We got the Norris up next, or we got Vezina is up next. Vezina's
the British Open. You said that's a major pet peeve of mine.
I
know.
Just reading that.
I'm triggered.
The brief there. Reading the brief. Vezina, another award that all of these awards, it seems like, okay, it's going to be one of these 3 or 4 guys, but sometimes people come out of nowhere. You have any long shot Vezina winners?
Not a smart one. Just a dumb one. I got Georgiev at 101 just because he's going to be a good goalie. Like he's still a good goalie. I know he let in a lot of goals last year, but on his game, like he was a lot better after the All-Star break. On one of the best teams in the league still, the Colorado Avalanche. So 100-1 there. If he gets hot and fits in, like at his best, like he's one of the best goalies in the league. It's just he can't stay that way. Like he's inconsistent as fuck. But if he actually performs the way he can on a consistent basis, 100-1, I think that would be my look there. But other than that, I only have some Markstrom at 13-1. I think that this ties in with my major point that I can't wait to get into with the Jack Adams. But I think that Markstrom gets the credit more often than Sheldon Keefe gets the credit for Devils' a great run in the regular season. So Markstrom would be my guy there at 12-1. The rest of the guys, they're just too short. The goalies, I can't get a good read on them. This has not been an award I'm especially good at historically. So those are the ones I'm looking at. Georgiev there, 100-1, and Markstrom for the shorter shot. It would have been great though if fucking Demko stayed healthy the whole year. Like I think that he could have pushed Hellebuck if he just played the whole season.
Yeah, he definitely would have had a shot there. I tailed some Georgiev there at 100-1. Our good friend Connor Ingram, he's 40-1, 51 at some books, but Canby books have him at 100-1. Utah, they got Sergachev. They got a little bit better, so maybe he can put a whole season together there at 100-1. That's one I was looking at, and also For Tally, going Joseph Wall, 150 to 1. You know, he's had good stretches. He's as low as 50 to 1, 75 to 1. So it could be if he has a good season, maybe, you know, up there, he'll get some Toronto love too.
No, I actually like that one. 150 to 1 there for the Leafs number one netminder.
Yeah.
Leafs are, you know, they're second in the odds to win the Atlantic Division. And yeah, protected once again to be one of the better regular season teams. So getting a goalie with a tremendous upside, it's just a matter of staying healthy. This guy's getting injured like 3 or 4 times in the past couple of years. That's the only problem with, at 150 to 1. I kind of like that with Joseph Wall there, especially a major market and a lot of attention paid to the Leafs, of course. And he'll get a lot of credit if the Leafs advance and do well in the regular season. So yeah, I like that a lot more than Connor Ringer, because Connor Ringer is playing on a shitty team. He's going to have to be like Dominic Hasek to get really a lot of credit to win the Vezina with Utah. I expect the Utah Coyotes, or whatever the fuck they're called now, hockey club, stupid name, to be better than the Coyotes were last year, but still not good enough to be to produce a Vezina winner, I don't think, unless he's just like the second coming of Dominic Hasek, like I said. So yeah, Joseph Wall, I don't mind that there, 150 to 1. That's a good look.
Right. Yeah, it's fair enough on Ingram, but yeah, like most of these guys that are 150 to 1 or longer, like either the backup or playing on a bad team, or like in a tandem situation. So yeah, I figured Wall there as the starter, unless Stoley the goalie, he's up there in Toronto now, so unless he takes over a bit. But
I heard some comments from him too, like saying some arrogant shit. I don't know what he was saying. He's like, I'm good for this. Fuck, I forget the comment, but he has arrogant as fuck. He'll fit right in Toronto.
He has a dry sense of humor, so I'm sure he was kind of tongue in cheek. But yeah, career 915 save percentage. I mean, yeah, go to the big market there. Okay, that's it for the Vezina. Up next, what do we got here? We got I got the Norris here. Got the Norris for the top defenseman. Makar the favorite 3 to 1, Fox and Quinn Hughes both 8 to 1. Bouchard, I could see him getting a little bit of balloon lift from the playoffs at 10 to 1, but not sure if that's enough to win it there. Yeah, take it away. I mean, I pretty much tailed your Norris bet, so I'm not gonna steal your thunder.
Yeah, what did I bet for the Norris here? Let me see. Of course, shout out to our guy Archer. He was the first one to call this one with Brock Faber, 150 to 1. The guy he should have won the Calder, I think, if you just judge it fairly without the name brand shit. I think Faber was the best rookie last year. He played almost every game, maybe even every game, I don't know, but he was definitely the best player over the course of it. And we've seen how well the Makar and the Hughes fared after their first year as rookies. Didn't happen so much for Moritz Seider after his Calder win, but Quinn Hughes and Kim Makar had a tremendous battle to win the Norris after their rookie seasons, if I remember correctly. And Faber, I think, is right in line to do the same kind of thing. He's clearly the best wild player for me, alongside Kaprizov, of course. But yeah, this guy is the identity of this team right now. So Brock Faber there at what are the current odds? You see
that 100 to 1. 100 to 1's the best right now at a DraftKings, but he's as low as 36 to 1 at FanDuel, 50 to 1 elsewhere. So
yeah,
if you got 150, great. If you can get 100, still good. Like I feel like that's still shout out Archer for that one.
Yeah, no doubt. Like he called this as soon as he saw the odds. Like they come up, he popped. Like this seems too long. I love that shit. That's what I try to do, and he managed to achieve that. So Brock Faber there. I hate the Wild, but this kid's the real deal. He's going to be a top 5 defenseman for a long time. So yeah, 100 to 1 there. I like that. I took a long shot on Hampus Lindholm at 500 to 1, just based on the fact that I think the Bruins are going to be very good. He had a bad year last year, but he's going to bounce back. And he was 4th in Norris 40 2 years ago. So 501 is just too crazy to pass up. He's not going to win, but there's a tiny chance he does win, and it's slightly more than 500 to 1 implies. What's that? 0. I can't do fucking math.
0.005. Something.
So yeah, I think you're right.
500 0.2%.
0.2, right? You're right. So yeah, Lindholm is a crazy long shot. Hope that comes in. Just put $10 on that. You win 10,000, 5,000 rather.
Yeah, I tailed that after I threw out Charlie McAvoy at 50-1 as a potential guy. With Elias Lindholm coming to Boston, maybe get some power play points, get up there. But yeah, I mean Lindholm
Yeah.
at 500-1 is
So we're both on the same Bruins. I added McAvoy myself, and last one is just Gustav Forsling, 125-1 for the best defenseman in the league. This guy's fucking elite, man. Like I don't know what they're thinking. He finished the third in the Norris or the Conn Smythe voting, right? Like third or fourth. And
I think so, yeah, something like
for
that.
good reason, because this guy is absolutely legit. He's got to quote Doug McLean, legendary commentator here in Sportsnet Canada, and of course the old Florida Panthers coach was saying that Forsling made Ekblad a player, and that's what he did. And Forsling, I think, is the next to Barkov, and maybe he could track the best player on the Florida Panthers team. So I love that. We're getting more analytical nerds in the game, more than voting. So this would be analytical choice, 125-1 for Gustav Forsling. I like that quite a bit. Like, what did he clear the plus minus by last year? He was like by 15 goals or whatever it was over Quinn Hughes, I think, something crazy like that. Anyway, so Gustav Forsling, absolutely love that. So these are just some crazy long shots in the Norris, because it's gonna be hard to fade Cale Makar. I think that he'll have a great season, but I just can't bet like fucking Bouchard 10-1 or whatever. Skip all those guys. Either bet Makar or all these long shots. That's my philosophy going into the season now.
Yeah, Forsling at 100-1, 125-1. I mean, it's just like you said. Like, analytics guys are in the game now, but it's always been one of the top scoring defensemen. So that's why I like it, but I don't love it. A longer shot I saw earlier, Morgan Riley at 400-1 there. He's 125, 151 elsewhere. Had 78 points a few years ago. Could see him if the Leafs do well, maybe. But I don't know.
Count all the defensemen had 78 points last year.
I don't know if his defensive reputation will ban him from many.
He's not winning. I'm sorry, Ryan. Morgan Riley is not like, I'm never one to like tell you not to bet something at 400-1. That's a crazy price. Whatever. If you win, good luck. Great for you. But no, I'd rather bet. I don't know who's next on the list there. Bowen Byram 500-1. I'd rather bet that.
Yeah, go ahead. Bo Byram. He had a good end of the season there in Buffalo. So
yeah, a lot more upside too. Younger guy, right? So
yeah.
The Sabres could be on the up finally.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see in the Jack Adams segment.
Yeah, and that's, I believe, up now. I think that's our final award. We'll do Calder after, but yeah, we'll do Jack Adams now.
Do Calder first. Do Calder first. Get
okay, yeah,
we'll
do players, then we'll go to the coach here. Yeah, Calder, Celebrini, and Michkov are the favorites at 4-1. Stankoven at 5-1. Cutter Gauthier, Will Smith 550. I'm on Michkov at like plus 500 and Stankoven plus 600. You have any long shots here, or are you just sticking with the kind of the top guys?
Oh yeah, I've got long shots in the fucking Calder. Like, this is why I always lose this stupid mark, and I hate the Calder trophy because it's always a fucking favorite. But you know me, I got to go for the long guys. I went with a Canucks local here, Jonathan Lekkerimaki, 100-1. This guy won the Young Player of the League in the SHL last year. He's already feeling great in the Abbotsford Canucks organization. Look at that. This guy's an absolute stud. He was one of the best players at the Euro or the World Juniors last year. He was awesome on the power play for the Swedes. Love this kid. Who else did I bet here? Lekkerimaki he's got tremendous upside, a lot of skill. Now these guys aren't so much long shots, but Maverick Bork 40-1. Great, another awesome Stars player. I'm going to be high on them this season, although with the actual Stars bets aren't great. But for the award stuff is pretty good. Are you not seeing his name there?
I'm not seeing him here.
Right,
this doesn't have DraftKings or Canby on there, though. I know they have odds up there. So.
Okay, well, he's at 40-1, 30-1, something in that range. Maverick Bork, I think, is a decent pick. And then finally, Lane Hudson, 12-1. He looked fucking unreal for the he's down to 850 there. That's unfortunate, but yeah, like I think the Canadians have been very good this year, or a lot better than they were last year. And this kid looked absolutely outstanding for anyone shout out to Colt, who watched the Canadians in the last third of last season, or at least the last 10 or 15 games that he played in. He looked like one of the best defensemen in the league. Like, he had a great offensive touch, just a tremendous mobility in the offensive zone. He's going to have a lot of points this year, I believe, with this young and upcoming Canadians team. So I love Lane Hudson. But once again, I'm going to lose to one of these fucking favorites. Like, just fucking, it's going to be Michkov or Celebrini. I was hoping to fade Celebrini, but apparently he's going to show up this year. He's not going to go back to BC, I think he was playing at last year. That was the question mark, whether he was going to go back to college, but he's going to show up for the Sharks. So that's another bullet to dodge and probably get hit by. Yeah, fucking hate this award. Haven't won money on this in the last 3 years. I've been betting it. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. But Lane Hudson, man, like this guy's gonna be a real deal. Even if you don't bet him, just enjoy him, because this guy's gonna be a stud for a long time to come. I love these up and coming defensemen. Like Cale Makar is obviously one of my favorites, new Bobby Orr and all that. But Lane Hudson, I think, has got the potential to be the next one.
Yeah. What do you think about Nikolai Kovalenko for the Avalanche? The Russian guy coming over, a little bit older than these other guys, 24, could pull a Panarin. Last year had 35 points in the KHL, 42 games. Year before that, he had 54 points in 56 games. Could play. I mean, should play in the top 6. Don't like it. 75-1.
No, he's a middling 6 forward, I would say. Potentially replacing Nichushkin, but I don't think he's got a chance to win the Calder. Do you see his odds somewhere?
75-1 on DraftKings.
Yeah, I would skip it. I think he's a good player, but just not enough upside. There's plenty of other guys with tons more potential here. So, like, this guy is more or less a known quantity, even though he's playing in Russia. We already know more or less what he is. Like, one of these rookies is going to fucking take off, like a Brock Faber last year, and just dominate. And I don't think that he has that kind of upside.
Yeah. I'm sticking. I'm not betting any of these long shots. I don't think. I mean, it would take.
Don't take my advice.
Yeah, it would take like all 5 of these top guys: Celebrini, Michkov, Stankoven, Cutter Gauthier, and Will Smith to shit the bed or get hurt or something to have a long shot come up. I feel like
if I would bet any of them, I would bet Stankoven.
Yeah.
I mean,
me too.
Yeah, it's all pretty close. Like, Gauthier, I like the Ducks. Gautier's got the pedigree. He's awesome at the World Juniors. And Michkov, of course, we know what he's going to be like. But Stanko on a great team. He's going to get some minutes. Once again, like, he was awesome in the final third of the season for the Stars and in the playoffs. So Stanko would be the only one I would look at. But I haven't bet him.
He's still 550 at DraftKings. It's probably the best you can get. I haven't checked Can Be books, but yeah, he's down to 375, 400 some places. So I think he'll end up being the favorite. Yeah, because he's going to get like the Joe Pavelski role. I feel like he's going to only played 24 games last season, one shy of breaking his rookie eligibility. So he'll be right back at it.
Mm-hmm. BC boy.
Yeah. All right. And last but certainly not least for one Joel Meyer, the Jack Adams market here. Let's take it away.
Yeah, this is the opposite of the Calder for me. This is my favorite market probably in the world. This is one I love to bet the most. And once again, I love looking at these odds. At first, I've looked at it, okay, kind of makes sense. You know, the Devils missed the playoffs. And of course, they're a great team. So, of course, they're going to get respect. So, Sheldon Keefe is going to get the respect. But at 7-1, 8-1, whatever he's at now, it's fucking nuts. Because there's some kind of logic to this where he's expected to do good. He's expected to do well. The odds reflect that. So that means there's more value on the guys down the board. Like the Devils they're fucking favored to win the Eastern Conference. And you're telling me that Sheldon Keefe is going to win the Jack Adams in the regular season? He's got to be fucking insane. He's got to win the division by margin. He's going to be the President's Trophy winner, I think, at this point. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just give him the trophy, the award regardless. But in my opinion, this tells me that there's more value on the other guys, the guys that are not expected to do well, the teams that are not expected to do well. So contrary to original belief, when I thought maybe Keefe would be like 15-1, but maybe I'd be buying into him a little bit then. But considering the Devils' support in the past, I don't know, less than a month now, I think that there's a good reason to fade him now with the like Andrew Burnett, like 9-1 now. He missed his chance last year. They made the playoffs. Like that was his chance. Like 50-1, 30-1, whatever he was to win the Jack Adams last year. That was the opportunity for him. I think a 9-1 is crazy. Unless he wins the division, fine. He has a chance then, but he's got to do a great job. But Sheldon Keefe is the one I'm willing to fade right now. Once again, shout out to Archer. He was the first to notice this. Probably because these odds are coming out in his books more than before they do in mine. But we are of one mind. So at least somebody listens to me. Lindy Ruff, I think, is my favorite bet because we're looking at Lindy Ruff is basically the same guy as Travis Green. And Travis Green is way up there in the odds. What is it, 12-1 for the Senators. And they're the same team. Like both the teams are expected to do well. He's not
on here, no.
Well, I'm telling you, he's like 10, 12-1 at most books. So Lindy Ruff here at more than double the odds for the same team. You're getting the Sabres here basically in the same shape of the Senators. Like the Senators are expected to be like this awesome team. They're basically quality, talent-wise, skill-wise. They're basically the same team as the Sabres right now, right? Like
I mean, Senators have Linus Ullmark now. I feel like that's a big difference.
No, the Sabres have good enough goaltending. They have like the Sabres finished ahead of them in the playoff or the standings 2 years ago. Of course, Senators were a little better than last year. Actually, no, they weren't. The Sabres finished better than last year as well. And I think that the Sabres have a ton of talent. They have a lot more pedigree. I think a bit more depth as well. And the Senators are still in turmoil. Like they're still flipping players. There's talk about Chekrin and all that shit. So yeah, I like the Sabres. Not more than Senators, but given the coach against the Senators coach at more than double the odds, and especially given the fact that the Senators are supposed to be good, because remember these markets, this market, which I love above everyone else, is based on expectation. So it's like the favorites are meant to be faded. That's what makes it beautiful. Like it's like you make them a favorite, you bet the opposite. It's actually the easiest market to beat, I think. Like you just bet these long guys because nobody expects them to do well. And if they do well, they're right in the mix. Like look at this. Brunette, 25-1, 35-31. Second finals last year. Tocchet, 25-1, 32-1. He won it. Who's the third place finisher? Bonus? Like once again, 20-1. Okay, not so good, but still, he wasn't close to winning it. I think it should have been what's his name? Tortorella. And he was crazy odds too. Like he should have, if it wasn't for the whole media batshit thing with the benching Couturier towards the end of the season, I think he would have been the third finalist. But the media just totally turns it against him. But yeah, so I love these long shots in this market. This market is absolutely my favorite, and it's because the odds themselves like reflect how the team's going to do, but the expectation of the team determines what the voters are going to do. So if you're looking at like Greg Conan there, 45-1, the Ducks are supposed to be terrible. And if they're actually okay, the voters will want to vote for them. Look at the fucking Spencer Carby last year. The Capitals were terrible for the first half of the year. They come up strong last year. All of a sudden, there's a push to make him the Jack Adams winner. It's just all about expectation. So because the Devils are expected to win all these games, that almost rules out Sheldon Keefe. You know what I'm saying? Like they missed the playoffs last year. Okay, sure, it makes all the sense. They're going to be really good this year. It makes sense in terms of the odds, but not for me because at the end of the day, I really doubt he's going to win because they'll be expecting it to happen. That's why I said that Markstrom will get a lot more credit because if the Devils are really good, it's because they fixed the goaltending solution or problem, and he's going to win the Vezina before Sheldon Keefe wins the Jack Adams. So I love this award. Greg Cronin, I bet Martin St. Louis. I bet all these guys at 30-1 or better. Who else did I bet? Ryan Huska, 50-1, just in case the Flames do something crazy. Although I'm not counting on that. Fuck the Flames. And Turing, yeah, 20-1. Okay. The Utah coach, I think the Coyotes, the new Coyotes, whatever they're called nowadays, the hockey club, are have a good chance to make the playoffs in a, I don't know, not a weak Central Division, but a competitive one. I think that they'll be fine. They got to fix some defensive holes, but I think they got a ton of credit in a new place, a new locale. Yeah, he was pretty hot last year too with the early movement in these markets. So that's the shortest one I bet. I love this market. We're gonna make a lot of fucking money on the Jack Adams once again. I'm confident in it because yeah, just these odds just make me smile because they don't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah, unless it's like the Bruins 2 years ago, where it's a historic season. This is awarded to the coach who takes the bad team to the playoffs, or like
elevates
the bad team the most. So you look at the favorites here, Sheldon Keefe. Yeah, Devils are supposed to be good. They're minus 400 to make the playoffs. He's 7-1. Andrew Brunette, like you said, last year it was a missed chance. Craig Berube, maybe 12-1. I don't hate that, but that's betting on the Leafs. I don't know if you want to.
That's one I disagree with Archer with. Like, he was on Berube to win the Jack Adams. I don't see a fucking chance he wins. Like, they got to win the President's Trophy for that to happen, and they're both the same odds to do that.
Yeah. Turigny, fine. John Cooper, probably not. Spencer Carberry missed his chance last year. Torts, probably the same thing. No, he could get the credit if, Michkov has a good year, goaltending plays well, but 20-1, not good enough. Pete DeBoer, no.
They won the division last year.
Yeah, need a President's Trophy. Laviolette need a President's Trophy. Derek Lalonde, where is he? He's somewhere bad,
Detroit.
Right? Detroit.
They almost made the playoffs last year.
I don't know what Detroit's doing. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not going to back in.
They're going to miss the playoffs again.
Yeah, Bednar, no. Cassidy, no. Ruff, sure. And then get the long shots. Like the favorites, like there's no value there for me.
Yeah, in order of my favorite bets, the ones I'm going to keep betting until the season starts, would be Lindy Ruff, Martin St. Louis, and Greg Cronin. Right. Fuck me again. The Ducks duck me again. With the Ducks, though, it's easy to get out of it because they have always a fucking strong start every year. So you just that's where those cash outs come in handy when you come to betting the Ducks early in the season. Yeah. 125 to win the division, 2 times that, 2 months in the season, and then just fucking bail. But yeah, those are my guys. Ruff, St. Louis, Greg Cronin, but even Brian Huska with the Flames. Like the Flames aren't that bad. Like they have some young guys coming up. Obviously, they lose Markstrom, but Dustin Wolf, he's one of the favorites to win the Calder. For fuck's sake, he's not going to win it. But
no, he's not a rookie anymore, is he?
Yeah, he is. He's still credible to win that award. Eligible.
Oh yeah, he played 18 games. Yeah.
Yeah. So Flames, I don't think it'll be terrible, but I'd rather bet that than all those guys shorter than 20-1.
Yeah, no, absolutely makes sense there. All right, we're about at an hour here. That's our player awards, coach awards here for our long shots we like for the 2024-25 season. We'll go over some long shot team awards next show, probably early next week sometime, or maybe next Wednesday. Seems to be a good day for us. You want to throw out some open bets if you got them, or do you have any team future bets you really want to get out there now to tease the listeners, or wrap this up?
Nothing so much in hockey. I'm on Predators, Canucks, West, Devils, Bruins, East, but not at the current odds for the Devils and Predators anyway, because those are fucking crash. Like, it's silly the amount of respect the Devils have ever received. I thought they would go down. I didn't expect fucking favorites to win the East. Like, I've mentioned this 3 times in the show already, but it's just bewildering to me how this team, it's never happened before. This has never happened before in my experience of betting that a team that missed the playoffs is the favorite to win their conference. It's absolutely insane. Go Devils, I guess, but do not recommend betting them 5-1 to win the East at this point. That's insane. Anyway, for the Open, I'm fading the Americans, so I got a healthy bet on the non-US winner, like minus 135. Other than that, I think McIlroy is kind of live. I haven't bet him, so that's why I got that non-American winner. But John Rahm, he's crazy price now, 25, 30-1. Something nuts. Ludwig Aberg, of course, a better.
Why is he doing that? He had like a foot injury or something, right?
Yeah, he pulled out of the U.S. Open because of the foot thing, and he's been top 10 in the Live all season long. He just hasn't won anything. But I think that he should be shorter than that. He's so good. Scheffler, yeah, of course he's got all the respect. I'm fading him. God help me. I'm fading Scheffler this weekend. And I got some fucking long shots here. We got who do we got here? We got the Højgaard twins, 125 to 150-1. Stefan Jager, 500-1. Those aren't winning. For serious bets, give me John Rahm, give me Ludwig Aberg, Joaquin Niemann, 66-1. And just we're going against an American winner here. If an American winner wins, we're fucked. And I guess we can get into Olympic stuff next week. But my biggest position is by far France to go under 26.5 gold medals. I've been betting that like every other day. It's insanely priced. I think we were looking at Grace Note, which is the the common tool, the mainstream tool to project gold medals. They have them at 29, which is absolutely insane. They haven't won that many gold medals since like the 19th century. And just because they're at home now, they're expected to win all these gold medals. I don't think so. They don't have that kind of talent. They got fencing. They've got some swimming. They got Leon Marchand in the swimming. They have some athletic guys, but no. They're not getting the 27 gold medals. So if you're betting Olympic gold medals, that'd be my strongest recommended play.
I mean, you must have gotten on that early because I'm seeing 24.5 at both DraftKings at FanDuel.
Well,
in France.
I'm betting this at minus 180. So I'm playing some juice here. But I'm sure that they're not getting to fucking 27.
DraftKings under 24.5 is minus 145. Like
yeah. All right.
Minus 148 on FanDuel. So
365. They pulled it down, unfortunately. So I can give you my BC book. Play now. They still have a minus 189, 126.5. But no, even that, if you get a relatively good number on under 24.5 for France gold medals, like minus 130, I would recommend that. But I'm glad to see that, though. The market is responding to our direction rather than fucking Grace Note.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I'm happy you guys got in there before it moved down. At least someone.
It's still there. I can still keep betting it.
Well, I might have to hit you up for that on the side then.
Let's go. So fuck the French. I'm under the American golds, but well, we can talk about the Olympics next week. Yes. We got the Open this weekend. I'm gonna be fucking zombie next week because I don't know when it's gonna happen, but one day I'm just gonna wake up, or I'm not gonna wake up. I'm gonna fall into a coma because I haven't slept for more than 6 hours in like 2 weeks, and as you can tell, I'm not even on any caffeine. I'm just on beer and lack of sleep. So this is the show. It's better than the last one. I'm disappointed in my performance of the free agency show. That was like, I was a mess with that free agency show. But hopefully we redeemed ourselves here. Did a good job. Covered some award stuff. We'll be going through this all fucking 11 months from now. And hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah, awards has been your bread and butter. I've picked it up over the past year or two, so hopefully you guys can follow along all season long. And we'll bet the favorites in season. We can beat the books. We got McKinnon at like 25-1 for the Hart last year. So yeah, definitely make sure you subscribe to the Hockey Gambling Podcast. We're listening to your podcasts, Apple or Spotify. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. Subscribe on YouTube as well. That's where we're going live now. YouTube.com/Hockey Gambling Podcast. Hoping to get that subscriber count up before next season. So tell a friend, leave a review, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer. You'll find me putting my golf picks in the Discord, and then probably sleeping 4 hours for waking up to see these 11, 12 PST PM tea times, and waking up. Not even waking up, just going right to work after they're all done.
All right. See ya.